The thing that still bothers me is that nothing looked wrong that day. The house was clean, quiet, and normal. The kind of normal you don't question because you live inside it every day. I was home, my wife was home, and our daughters were safe under the same roof. Or at least, that's what I believed at the time. We lived in a 2-story house with thin walls and wooden floors that creaked when someone walked too fast. Our oldest daughter was 6, our youngest 3, and we had built our entire routine around keeping them safe without making them feel trapped. That balance mattered to us more than anything. Security cameras were part of that routine. They were installed early, mostly to calm our nerves, mostly to check on the kids when they played alone. We had one in the living room, positioned high in the corner, facing the floor where the girls spent most of their time. That afternoon, our oldest daughter was alone in the living room, playing with her dolls. My wife was upstairs folding clothes, and I was in my office wearing headphones, trying to finish work. Nothing felt urgent. Nothing demanded attention. That's why it worked. The changes didn't arrive all at once. They came quietly and spread through our days in ways that felt easy to excuse. Our daughter started lying about small things that didn't matter enough to fight over, but didn't feel like her either. She pushed her sister, took money, and broke objects without showing guilt. We talked to her calmly, sitting at her level, asking questions instead of raising our voices. She listened, nodded, and promised not to do it again. But her eyes felt distant, like she was thinking about something else entirely while we spoke. At night, her questions changed. She asked about blood, about secrets, about who could see her when the lights were off. My wife said kids go through phases, and I wanted to believe her, because the alternative felt too heavy to name. The first camera alert came while I was at work. Living room audio detected. When I opened the feed, I saw my daughter sitting on the floor, her back straight, her toys untouched. She wasn't talking. She was listening. Then, a voice came through the speaker. "Don't be scared. I'm Santa." My chest tightened in a way I didn't understand yet. After hearing that voice, I couldn't sit still anymore. I replayed the footage again and again, listening carefully, trying to find a glitch or a recording error that could explain what I heard. The voice sounded calm, controlled, and close, as if the man was standing right inside our living room. That night, my wife and I watched hours of video together. We didn't speak much. Every time the voice appeared, our daughter reacted the same way, sitting still, answering softly and following instructions without hesitation. There was no fear in her behavior, only attention and trust. Before the next incident, tension settled into the house in a way that didn't fade. We stopped leaving her alone, even for short moments, and we whispered when the girls were asleep, afraid that walls or screens could somehow listen. Sleep became shallow and broken for both of us. The voice returned when she was alone for less than 2 minutes. This time it asked her to take coins from a drawer and hide them. When she did, the man praised her, speaking slowly and kindly, promising rewards for being helpful and quiet. Later that same day, the instructions changed. He told her that her sister needed to learn a lesson, that crying made Santa sad, and that small punishments helped children grow. Watching the footage, my wife covered her mouth while our daughter hit her sister without anger, without hesitation, as if she were completing a task. By then, fear wasn't abstract anymore. It sat in our conversations, in our movements, and in the way we watched our daughter closely without knowing how to protect her from something we couldn't touch. Every time she glanced at the camera, my stomach tightened. Before the next escalation, the house felt crowded, even when we were alone. Every sound pulled our attention, and every quiet moment felt unsafe. We started sleeping with our bedroom door locked, something we'd never done before. One night, my wife woke up screaming. Our daughter stood next to the bed holding a kitchen knife with both hands, her face blank, her body stiff. She said Santa told her to fix something inside her mother's arms. She looked confused when we shouted. After that night, I stopped pretending we could handle this alone. The fear was constant, sitting under every thought, making every normal moment feel fragile. I unplugged the cameras, but part of me already knew that wouldn't end it. Before he spoke directly to me, I stood alone in the living room staring at the dark lens, trying to control my voice while asking whoever was listening to leave us alone. I didn't expect an answer, but I got one immediately.
I was waiting for you to talk to me.
His voice sounded pleased, relaxed, and confident, and he explained how long he had been watching us, how easy it was to gain our daughter's trust, and how much he enjoyed seeing how far he could push her. He described our routine in detail, naming things only someone inside our life could know. The power went out that night, and the silence that followed felt heavy and dangerous. The front door handle moved slowly, testing the lock, and footsteps crossed the living room with no urgency at all. He said he had already asked our daughter to unlock the door earlier, just in case. That night, I didn't wait anymore. In a moment of pure desperation, I lost control. I walked through the house, ripping the cameras off the walls with my bare hands, pulling cables, throwing plastic and metal to the floor without thinking. I just needed them gone. That's when my daughter spoke from the corner of the living room. She said I couldn't take all of them. When I asked what she meant, she lifted one of her toys and showed it to me. It was a little bear that she had been carrying everywhere for weeks. One of its eyes was dark and round, and when I looked closer, I understood why. There was a camera inside it. When I grabbed the toy, it warmed in my hand, and a voice came through the small speaker hidden inside the plastic. He calmly said,
"Are you sure you want to remove all the cameras?"
He asked what would happen to my daughters if no one was watching them. He said he already knew my routine, the streets we walked, the school they went to every morning, and the places we thought were safe. My mind raced through everything he said, every possibility, every mistake I'd already made. For a moment, I considered leaving the toy where it was, just to keep him talking, just to feel like I knew where he was. Instead, I smashed it against the floor until it broke. That night, I called the police. They never found him. They never found a name, a face, or a location. Eventually, nothing strange happened again. No more voices, no more sounds, and no more signs of interference. We stopped using cameras completely. Maybe it really was just a disturbed man doing this for fun. But we never stopped watching our surroundings. Because even without cameras, the feeling of being watched never fully left us.